Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misha and I have an interesting one for you today. I ended up getting some plants imported and I want to show you how that went because it was my first time. Ooh, you never forget your first, right? Ew. Never mind that. So I ended up creating some notes so that I wouldn't forget. So I ended up getting, I submitted an order for 10 plants. A good friend of mine on Instagram ended up pointing me in the direction of My Home Nature. They're out of Singapore, and I ended up checking their website and I figured, wow, these are really good prices. So I submitted an order with 10 plants, some that I already had, but my point to do this purchase is because I'm going to become a plant, dealer and seller, and hopefully in the near future. And it's just going to be, most of it is going to be from my private collection, cuttings, rooted cuttings. But also I wanted to see if I was able to find a location that could send me full-size plants, because as we all know, the plant prices are outrageous. For example, at the very top of my wish list is Hoya undulata. And right now, like last night, for example, I ended up receiving an email from a vendor that I follow and I have purchased from before. She's from California and she's selling them for $400. Undulatas are, from what I've heard, finicky. I've heard that from Doug, I've heard that from her, and nevertheless, that's what I'm looking for. And if I have to get it imported, so be it. But I refuse to pay $400. I refuse to pay $350. A friend of mine sent me one seller on Etsy that was selling it for $250, and for a second I thought about it because it looked amazing. But it's like I'm finally putting the brakes on myself. I've come to that time of the plant journey when I'm looking around and I see things that I'm not too crazy about, that I'm okay gifting or selling. So I actually began a list of plants that they don't bring me joy. And so I'm giving them to my family and friends. I have already, from my personal collection, gifted between my family and friends about 60 to 70 plants. No, definitely in the 70s. My collection was close to 400, and I just kept gifting plants to my family, and right now we all share that passion. They don't have the knowledge that I have, so I still have to give them pointers. And my fiance, actually, Phil, he ended up taking 2 plants already to his work. I gifted one to his assistant, and I'm repotting. I'm doing a repotting video after this one where he's gonna take another 4 to work, which I think it's great. My love and passion right now has spread between my friends and family, and I love that we have that in common too. But anyhow, this video is regarding my first import, so let's get back to to this. So when it comes to My Home Nature, there's a shipping and handling fee. It's a flat rate of $39. Also, the phytosanitary certificate, which is, a must, it's also a $39 flat fee. As long as you order 12 plants and below, you will never need an import permit. But anything above 12, you will need it. The phytosanitary certificate pretty much protects you from, losing your plants. This makes it so that the seller, anyone who's importing those plants, sending them to you, they have to remove all the soil and make sure there's no pest. Because the reason for that is to not bring any sort of pest or animals or anything that shouldn't be in the US. So, or anywhere in the world. If they're not native to there, they shouldn't be there. So when it came to this order, I want to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I am not going to unbox anything. I already unboxed it. I already potted the plants. And I just kind of want to give you a rundown of my first experience. Because to be honest, it wasn't good. Out of the 10 plants that I ordered, only 8 arrived. And they were not sizes I expected. I paid for cuttings. When it came down to the prices of the plants, I think for cuttings, of course, it was affordable. But when you add the almost $80 between shipping and handling and the certificate, it's another $80 on top of that. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind, that no matter how much you order, automatically you're paying $80 for that. And then you also pay taxes. So I kind of want to show you what I ended up getting. Like I said, 2 of the plants didn't come. They made a mistake on that one. And then 1 came absolutely dead. So out of the 10 plants, I ended up with 7. And I want to show you those 7. Some are very popular in the plant market right now, and they're all Hoyas. This particular website, My Home Nature, sells all kinds of plants, all kinds of species. It's not solely Hoya, but that's the ones that I was interested in. Because Hoyas in the US are just, even sometimes the basic ones, the OGs, are kind of pricey. So anyhow, so I want to show you, let me start. So let me start with the Hoya Kanyekumariana. So that one is very, very, very popular right now, and I purchased 2. Each one was $8.95. So but I ended up getting just 2 little cuttings. So here they are. So one cutting is actually pretty nice. Let me see, I think. So this is one cutting of the Hoya Kanyekumariana. And this is the second little cutting. So right now, a full plant of this, I've seen them online for, $100. And it came in really good shape. I do have it in my terrarium, but this plant looks pretty good. And honestly, and I have it in cocoa husk, and I added some slow release fertilizer. But that's that. Then I also ordered this one. I was so disappointed, but for the price. So I've been wanting a Hoya elliptical forever, but everyone was selling it close to $100 or more. So I paid $7.95 for this one. Ta-da! You just have to laugh. You just have to go with it. So, it does have a growth point. I know that it's gonna make it. It's quite healthy, but it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little leaf. This is a cutting. Well, okay, retract that. There were all rooted cuttings, and some had barely none. But nevertheless, there were, in my opinion, rooted cuttings. So I don't know. What do you think? And this one is really expensive. But I want to see when it gets older and what's going to be like when it's, you know, healthy and older and more than one leaf. So the next one that I want to show you is Hoya Tomsoni with the white flower. That one cost me $9.95. And it's 3 leaves. They do write on them. And it's 3 leaves. And there's one little one like that. And this one is just so, it's not cut. It's just so turned. But I think it's a really pretty fuzzy plant. And I just love it. I love it. I've never had something so fuzzy. So I was okay with that. Then another one that I had on my wish list, which is the Hoya Polyne. I paid for this one. I think I paid the most for this one. It's $19.95. So this one was a full 4-node plant, and then I cut it in 2 and placed it here. But it's so, like, I cleaned it, I sprayed it and everything because the leaves don't look the healthiest. But it doesn't have any pest. I have it also in my terrarium and it's surviving. It's not the cut. This is the cutting. This is from the main plant. But I figure I wanted a bushier plant. And I know the Polyne, it's, I guess, in the 70 price range from what I've seen. It's like the common. So that's that. And I was happy. It's gonna live in my terrarium. So this one didn't make it. This one is my Hoya Cholesterophila. I do have one or two, but I figure I want another one. This is dead. Dead, dead, dead. Dead. No chance. Dead. I still potted it. I don't know why. Just to give it a proper burial. I don't know. In my head, I don't know. I just feel so bad. I figure, you know what? You had a journey. You didn't make it. And I noticed with this one that it had a freaking foam attached to the roots that pretty much didn't allow it to make it. And so I was really disappointed because it would have been good sized leaves. But yeah, this is like absolutely rotten. And I had paid for this one $19.95 for a dead plant. Then I ended up ordering Hoya Lucardena. Lucardesiana. And this one was $7.95. This one actually was a good purchase because look at the size. And this one was rooted. And it's pretty healthy. It's pretty healthy. The leaves look like little like bowls almost. Like, I don't know if you can see, but the shape is just so interesting. And I love it so much. And so far, knock on wood, so good. And I, you know, for $7.95 you can't beat it. It's definitely more expensive in the US. I ordered 2 others, the Quinquenervia, which I already had, but I wanted to order another one for $6.95. It did not show up. And a Rinsei, for $8.95. Didn't show up. I actually seen the Rinsei on sale in the US for over $100. And I was gonna get it for $8.95. And then last but not least is the one that I loved the most. I have one, but the leaves on mine are very small. So I figured, you know what, let me get another one. So I ended up ordering Hoya Vitellis, and I only paid for it $9.95. Isn't this gorgeous? Like, if you do the face test, this is the newest leaf. No, these two are new. This is the oldest. It's kind of yellow, but look how beautiful. This is like flipping gorgeous. The veining on those is amazing. And this is nice thick stem. The outgrowth of it kind of dried up, but that's to be expected. It was in the mail. It's winter. But this is amazing. This one's also known as Meredithii. And for $10. So, okay. I could stare at it all day. It's so flipping beautiful. So flipping beautiful. My favorite of the bunch. But anyhow. Okay, so when I received the plants, I unboxed them right away. And I emailed them. I emailed them right away because you have to email them within 24 hours with either an unboxing video or photos. I was so desperate that I didn't do an unboxing video because I wanted to see them and I wanted to pat them up. So I ended up doing just photos. And so I send them photos of what they look like, and I'll probably add some at the end of the video so you guys can see what I send. And they email me back either the same day or the day after. You do have to realize that there is a time difference, and so always give them at least 24 hours to respond. I did pay through PayPal. The total of my order was $193. And for what it was, which was supposed to be 10 plants, it came to just under $20 per plant. Because you have to add the shipping and the phytosanitary certificate. So when you think about it and you're saying, okay, almost $20 a plant in comparison to paying $100 for one in the US, that's a pretty good deal. So when I opened the box, if you ask me, would I recommend them? No. I wouldn't recommend this company for the reason that, there was 2 plants missing, 1 dead. Would I purchase from them again? Yeah, I would absolutely purchase from them again. The reason why, it's because they emailed me back within 24 hours and they gave me store credit for the missing plants, the dead plant, and the tax. You will never get refunded for any shipping costs or certificate costs. So because they do have good customer service, I highly recommend. I would recommend it to myself. Because of my first experience being so rocky, I would hate for a friend of mine to be so excited for plants that either don't arrive or they're dead. And then for the mere fact that right now with the store credit, I wish I had those $37 in my account instead of having to spend another $80 plus whatever the plants cost, So that's the reason why I can't recommend them. but this was my experience. I'm not sure how other people feel, but I would buy from them again because it's better to have credit than not at all. It's better to at least know that they answer you right away, that they answer your questions. The shipping took them, I think, 2 weeks to mail them to me because the weather was really cold. So they did, as soon as I made the purchase, they sent me an email and they said, hey, we're gonna wait it out and ship when the weather is okay for both. So I was like, great, thank you for letting me know. A week later, they said, we see that weather is changing, so we're gonna send it the following week, in the next 7 to 10 days. So I was like, great. So from the moment they shipped them to the moment they arrived to my home, it was 5 days. But in all reality, I waited maybe a little bit over 3 weeks for the plants, which is fine. I'm not in a hurry. I know that the weather outside, it's outrageously cold right now. So, I was okay with being patient, and because I was already feeling good about the timeline too, because they were communicating. So that made me happy because I love when people communicate with you. I would love to know which one was your favorite. Would you have paid as much as I did on all these plants? Which one did you think was the best deal that I had? But yeah, I just consciously cannot say purchase from them because it was a rocky start. I will give them a second try, but I absolutely am going to order again from them. I'm still in the lookout for a, seller that does have full plants, affordable full plants. So I have, people giving me advice on that and advising on some. But anyhow, I just wanted to share with you guys my experience. I will insert some clips now of what the box looked like and how the plants looked. And I am looking forward to, chat with you guys in the comments. If you have watched this video this far, send me an emoji with a little puppy. I would love to see how many made it. And that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for your support. Until next time, bye.